Welcome back to Road to Fire. We're a family of three documenting our journey to fire, financial independence, retire early. Let's talk about our September 2021 portfolio update. I'll provide a snapshot of our investment to the 20th of the month and how we stay focused on our long-term goals despite market downturns with all the numbers like always, so please hang with me. So our portfolio is down versus last month. I knew it was coming. We had almost 17, if not 19 months of such a great stock market run that this was expected. Now, this is what the market does. Ups and downs are not new. I guess what has helped me stay at ease is that we, for one, only check our accounts monthly for these updates, and two, have a long-term strategy. Because we are in it for the long term, literally, these ebbs and flows don't faze us anymore. But that wasn't always the case. I used to look at our investments daily, and it was almost like a game to me. Just checking in to see how much we gained or lost each day. Some days would be up $100, others down $10. I was 100% obsessed. But I also didn't really understand that this fire journey is just that, a journey. It's not a sprint. Well, at least our journey isn't. It just takes time. Once I adjusted my mindset, the better equipped I became to understanding and handling market movements. Now, my husband is 100% passive when it comes to investing. He just goes to work, gets the W-2, reviews the budget, and transfers and believes in our overall plan. I wish I had a sense of peace, but happy to have him keep me grounded overall. Personally, I think today we are programmed via social media to believe that success, wealth, financial independence, or fame happens overnight. We tend to forget that these things take time, and that's the norm. Okay, let's jump into this. I share this every month in case you're new or nosy like I am when I'm watching financial videos. So who are we? We're a family of three living in a low cost of living location in the Midwest. My husband is 33 working as a project engineer, and I'm 32 as a senior manager working in innovation. I made an entire video on our income projections over the last 5 years, so check the link in the description box if you want to get more details. But this helps provide a little bit of background on our overall financial journey. So in August, our portfolio hit over $350,000 for the first time ever. We saw the biggest lifts in our 401ks due to us continuing to increase our contributions to make sure we max these accounts out this year. And our IRAs are still about 50% of our total portfolio, and that holds all of our old company 401ks, #JobHopper. But I do like to roll all of my old 401ks together into our IRAs as Vanguard just has more investment options and is a better place for me to see everything overall. We didn't invest as much as we wanted last month, but we still saw strong gains month over month. But we finally hit a down month. This is the first down month we've had since March of last year, so yes, we've been riding a great stock market run. We've had double-digit increases month over month, so to see a decline, although small, is a big swing for us. But here's our September portfolio update through the 20th of the month. Our IRA accounts with Vanguard is still a large chunk of our portfolio, and that won't change anytime soon. Right now, the balance is around $166,000, which is down $1,000 from last month. Next is our company's 401ks, which are still held in Fidelity, and the balances are just over $38,000. This continues to be our growth driver month over month. We then have about $64,000 in our joint taxable brokerage account, which is also a $1,000 decline from last month. Then we have our Roth accounts, which have a balance just over $52,000, also housed within Vanguard. This account will definitely come in handy once we hit 5. My son's UTMA has a balance of about $21,215, which is about flat from last month. This is the only account where VTSAX is not the dominant holding, as I did branch out into some additional individual stocks for him. And last is our HSA, which is now over $6,600, down about $400 from last month. So our total portfolio amount in September so far is $349,594, which is down about $1,000 versus last month. It might not seem a lot, but we invested over $6,000 pre-tax and post-tax dollars into the markets, so yeah. Latest buys say the same with VTSAX, nothing new here, but might spice things up if the market keeps on this downward trend, but never know. Overall, I'm not really worried about September's progress so far. So if you look at our stock portfolio trend tracker over the last 7 months, you can see how small this decline is. In July, our portfolio was just over $332,000, and in August, just over $350,000, and now just about $349,000. That's not even a 1% decline, but it is still a decline. I was hoping to hit a $400,000 portfolio mark this year, but it's definitely out of my hands. I do know that this will definitely impact our net worth update early next month, but we are hoping to get over $6,000 out of our escrow this month to help offset some of the stock market declines. And I know this decline isn't the same as '09 or March 2020, so no drastic changes in our overall investing strategy yet. But it's now the right time to sell off stocks. I've been seeing this rhetoric hit the financial community on several platforms. I don't follow the news or the market, so I'm not sure what is triggering this shift, but I'm curious to know your thoughts below in the comments. Now, I've been really working on managing my digital intake, so shortening my time on social media, emails, or mindless TV in general to get a better headspace overall. And I've challenged myself to meditate every day, and it's been a struggle, but I'm beginning to see the benefits of just disconnecting from time to time. As a newer investor, it can be really hard to not get caught up in the rhetoric, shifts, changes, and talk around the market. I mean, it can be absolutely overwhelming, but there are only 3 things you can do if the market is declining. Now, it's really that simple. You can either buy more stocks in the dip, which people say is buying stocks on sale based on your own personal valuation, which is honestly uber subjective. You can hold, sit back and ride the wave and take the much enjoyable and realistic passive route, or you can sell, take your profits, pay your taxes, and leave the market. Now, there really isn't a right or wrong strategy, although we can all argue one way or the other, but it comes down to these things: knowing your investment horizon or your age or your timeline, your risk tolerance, and your long-term strategy. Personally, my husband and I are in the buy and holding stage, which occurs simultaneously for us. Let me explain a little bit. So I've shared this before, but we invest using the DCA method. Dollar cost averaging is an investing strategy in which an investor divides up the total amount to be invested across periodic purchases of a target asset in an effort to reduce the impact of volatility on the overall purchase. Essentially, you invest a fixed amount of money every month no matter what is happening within the market. So like right now, the market is dipping and we just keep investing at our regular increments each month. No change to our strategy. Why? Because over time, our price of a given stock will average out over time, offsetting the high buys and the low buys, hence the name. So our strategy is to keep investing and holding. But I have to note, our horizon or our retirement horizon isn't in the next 1 or 2 years. If we were in our 60s, we might be thinking about things completely differently. So here are some tips for long-term investors. And when I say long-term, I mean an investing strategy of at least 10 years or longer. Number 1 is pick a strategy and stick to it. We did just this. We picked the DCA method and have not steered from it since then. We did our own research and felt like this was the best strategy to help us reach our long-term goals. Number 2, stay focused on your goals. It's so easy to get sidetracked on what others are doing and how they're progressing, but outline your goals in a clear, concise, timely, and effective manner and stay connected to them. Now, I have apps to help me stay focused and reminders on my calendar to keep my eyes in my own lane. Number 3, make sure you know and understand your own time horizon. We are in our early 30s and my son is 4, so we have time before we need to really crack down on understanding our withdrawal strategy. We're shooting to retire or reach FI in just under 10 years, but we can adjust the plan as needed. Stay focused on your own personal timeline helps alleviate the stress of the ever-changing moods of the market. And number 4 is key. Leave the emotion out of it. Now, I wish I learned this a long time ago. Let your investments do what they do and keep your feelings out of it. We, or shall I say I, have really worked hard to make sure I stay level-headed. Not just for me, but for my family. I've made many emotion-based investments and not one of them have amounted to anything. The more grounded I am on our collective strategy, the less I rely on my emotions and the stronger growth I see in our investments overall. But long-term investors expect the ups and downs of the market. If you've been investing for a while, not just through the pandemic, but through the last 2 decades, then you've probably seen this already. I graduated at the height of the Great Recession with a degree in finance and marketing, and not one person was hiring in finance, and so marketing became my path. But at that time, I was not a huge investor, but I did learn a lot about the market and how things work, and how unpredictable it can be at times. I think it's easy for me to say, stay calm, leave the emotion out of it, because I'm 32. I might be feeling completely different if I was 65. Like imagine being 65 in March 2020 and planning to retire in May. I had a coworker who had this exact same situation. He had a cabin up north planned out and was ready to put in his notice and leave, but boom, the pandemic happened. So yes, I've been lucky to be on the younger side for most of the last 2 major downturns, and time has definitely been on my side. But regardless, the market always finds a way to balance itself out over time. Now, does it take 2 years, 10 years, 5 years? Who knows? But over the long term, it still has been proven to be a great investment vehicle for your dollars. Now, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. Until next time.